Well, good rising, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee Talk with me, Karen B. I hope my intro wasn't too long for you guys. I got distracted this morning, but I'm going to show you guys what I was looking at, and it's actually pretty interesting. It'll be fun. It'll be a fun discussion today, and yeah, I'm a little sweaty. I don't know why. Maybe because it's still summer. It started to get cooler around here, but then it warmed up again and got real hot. Anyway, today is August 22nd, 2022. So there you go. A nice little 2222 in there for you today. You know I love the repeater numbers. Okay, let me get my windows straight. If I can get my windows straight. Good rising to you all. NH Guy, Zulu 1, THC Truthers Hour of Comedy, Voynich, Spicy Sarah. TV made them do it. Good name. Sherry Ives, Brian Stavely. Good to see you. Singeman, Rob Cleveland, Mr. Oak, Ill246, Amber, Jellyhead, Clayton Jacobs, Matrix Exit, Just Black, no sugar or creamer. Yeah, black coffee is good. I was drinking just black coffee there for a long time, but I did start putting half and half in it again. I still don't add sugar because sugar's the devil, but I do like to have a little creamy fattiness in there to cut the acidity a little bit. I don't know. I just like that. So that's what, yeah, that's right. Grounded Extracts, Jennifer Kiesling, good to see you. Biz Woofer, Sky Trails. Three Fingers. Candace, Effie Nation. Oh boy, there's a bunch of you in here. It's good to see y'all. Stacks Farmstead. Good Times for All. Dr. Law. Valley Parks. Musicians for Truth. Brian, press 1 if you love sugar. Brian, you're gonna... Well, you know, I've already told you 100 times. Probably more than 100 times. Right? Right. Over at Rockfin, let's say hi. Psyop within a Psyop and Rob Cleveland, good to see you. And Tim Greer on Facebook. Not a lot of chatters on Facebook, but that's okay. That's okay. So how are y'all doing? Just say who's not here to save time. Oh yes, Dr. Law. FE Meetup Activism at the US 1 Metro Flea Market in West Columbia. Hold on. Let's see if I can... I keep forgetting to put this on my website. It's getting really close to Flattoberfest, you guys. And so now that's like my number one focus. So other things are going to kind of probably slide a little bit now because now we're like 2 months away from the event, from the conference. And I'm super excited about it this year, you guys. I am super excited about it because travel is not restricted within the US, I should say. There's no travel restrictions within the US anymore. So that's a good thing. A lot of people, I think, were hesitant to make the trip the last couple of years because of that. But now that's not an issue anymore. Yeah, US 1 Metro Flea Market, West Columbia in South Carolina, Saturday, August 27th from 9 to 3 p.m. So if you are local to the Carolina area, if you're somewhere within driving distance of West Columbia, South Carolina, you can go to the flea market and you can hang out with some really great people. Just the best people anywhere on the plane. and you can flat smack people. and they are at a flea market. They do have tables if you want to go there, and you could sell some stuff too. I may have some stuff that I have to go through a bunch of stuff at my house. I may have some stuff to donate that you guys can maybe sell there to help fund your activism. No, the airlines are not masking. There's no more masking on the airlines. Hi, Dave Hinkle. Hi, Dave McDonald, and cheers. Thank you for the tip. Hi, Carrie. Dean Lingley. Good to see y'all. Yeah, so there's no masking on the airlines. Okay, there's none of that. So within the US, travel's pretty open. So if you were wondering about that, and if that was what was keeping you from really making the trek to come join us for Flattoberfest, well, there you go. Open travel. Here, let me switch to screen share. All right, so I'm just going to talk about this a little bit right here at the beginning to get it out of the way. I know most of you already know this, and I may talk about it again later, but you know, it's getting down to the wire, and I really got to start pumping it out and promoting it, because I don't have a big advertising budget. And a lot of times, even right up before the event, people are like, I had no idea this was going on. And I'm like, dude, I've been talking about it for 5 months, and I've been putting ads on Facebook, and I've been trying to promote it everywhere I can. And I've just been, I do the best I can, but still people, a lot of people just don't know about it. I still get messages and they're like, where is it? What's the info? How do you know? And I'm like, okay. I know there's some people who just aren't good at the internet, but whatever. We'll just go over it here. Okay. FlatEarthFestivals.com. FlatEarthFestivals.com. That is the website that has all the information. Now, I do also still own Flattoberfest.com. So if you go and you type Flattoberfest.com into the URL, it just points here. It'll just bring you right here to the homepage of Flat Earth Festivals. So you can either use flattoberfest.com or flatearthfestivals.com, or just go into any search engine and type Flattoberfest. And then right here, it comes up first. Well, this is 2021, but you'll still end up on the webpage. Okay, so here you go. Flattoberfest 2022 is a 3-day event that I'm holding in Greenville, South Carolina. Okay, October 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. Okay, the main conference is the 22nd and the 23rd of October. That's Saturday and Sunday. However, the Friday before, I have reserved all day the park across the street from the venue, which is called Herdklotz Park. Hold on, let me go there. Okay, October 21st, 2022, or 2022, meet up at Herdklotz Park. Okay, we will also have early registration for the event at the park, because when you buy your ticket online, you get an e-ticket, but once you get there, you need to get a lanyard. Like I've had at the past events, you get a lanyard with your name on it, and that is your ticket. That's your entrance into and out of the venue. Okay. So that now, if you go to the website and you click on Herdklotz Park, it takes you to the Google Maps directions of where this park is. Okay, I have links all in there. So right here, okay, this is the Greenville Shrine Club. This is the center, and they have a big parking lot here. Some of you may remember the parking lot. And then there's also parking across the street. This is the park across the street, this whole parking lot for this. And this is the gazebo right here that's powered. And that's where we'll be hanging out, talking. Well, people will probably be playing music. We'll definitely be barbecuing and having a cookout. And you can get to know everybody, maybe do your introductions, people that you plan on meeting there. All that stuff you could do on the 21st. And it's a free meetup. Okay, so even though I know there's some people who, I don't want to buy a ticket. Okay, don't buy a ticket. You can come hang out Friday for free. But to get into the venue, the 22nd and the 23rd, you do need a ticket. All right, so don't say I never did nothing for you. So the address of the Greenville Shrine Clubber is 119 Beverly Road, Greenville, South Carolina. The link to where it is at is on the website. I guess that's not good enough. People are still telling me they can't find it, but if you go to flatearthfestivals.com and you go to where it says schedule, okay, then they'll have links to the locations, links to the Shrine Club Center and links to the Herd Klotz Park location, all in the same area, okay? Also, over here, you'll find hotel and camping information. Okay, these are the closest hotels to the venue, and I even put down there how many miles they are from the venue in order from closest to furthest. And these are not the only hotels, you guys. If you click on this link and you try to book at one of these hotels and they don't have rooms, there's tons of hotels right next to them. Like even this Holiday Inn Express, there's like 3 or 4 hotels right in this area. Okay, so I just picked one and put it on here just to show you basically where the hotels are in relationship to the venue, because this venue is not an all-in-one, right? It's not a big hotel and conference room all-in-one. Those are very, very expensive. Those, if you people complain about the ticket price as it is now. If I was doing it like that, it'd be even more. Okay, so these are the hotels that are close to the venue. You see this green drop right here. This is where downtown Greenville is. That's like Greenville proper. You may or may not want to stay in there. The hotels tend to be more expensive right here in downtown Greenville proper. But there's plenty of other places that are closer to the venue where you can get your room at. Also, camping. There's camping nearby. Now, you see right here in this purple where the Shrine Club is, and then back behind it, it's kind of green. Behind this area, up in here, is where there's Paris Mountain Park. So if you want to camp, if you're driving a camper and you want to be able to have hookups and stuff like that, you can use Paris Mountain Park. And there's also a couple of other parks that are also nearby there too, but I think Paris Mountain is the closest. So I have included a link for the top 10 campgrounds and RV parks in Greenville, South Carolina. Paris Mountain right here is number 1. That one is the closest to the venue. And also, Rainbow RV Park is also very near the venue. Okay? So this is also in Taylor's. And if you look at the hotel says it's in Taylor's, which is like a little borough suburb area of the Greenville area. Okay? So there's lots of choices. Also, there's a lot of people who are using Airbnb. So you could even, if you wanted to get a room with different people, you could also go through Airbnb and do it that way. Okay, so let me go see if there's any questions. Karen B, do you have a group section for carpooling? Only asking because I've heard others saying they wanted someone to ride with. I can draw. Yes. Okay, so for carpools, I have this group here. It's Flattoberfest 2022 Carpool Connection, info and Carpool Connection, and it is in the Telegram app. Okay, so there's a lot of people in here trying to get together and carpool. So if you want to carpool and you want to try to find someone else to travel with, that's the place that I have set up for it. It is in Telegram. Most of you should have Telegram anyway, because it's actually a pretty cool place to find information. It's not as censored as Facebook. The search is really easy there. I really like using Telegram. So that's what that is, okay? And then I post updates in here too. But yeah, it's got about 92 members in there right now. So if you're looking to find someone to travel with, that's the group that's set up. Rainbow Campground LGBT. I don't think it's like that, Valley, because this is like the South, right? And I think that campground's been around for a long time. I think it's probably more like... I don't think it's because of LGBTQ, but I could be wrong. Yes, oh yes, and good times for all. The FE Clock app finder is a great way to find rides as well, especially because if you want to find people like local to your area, you can also use that. Oh, thank you, Jonna. Jonna says Paris Mountain State Park has a fantastic campground and cabins. Okay. Hi, Karen. Can't fly, gotta drive, but it's all good. Well, is that how you got here last time, Carrie? I know you've been at the events in the past. Maybe you're always driving. I don't know. Is there a last day to get a ticket? I'm going to try to work it out to get there. Okay. There is no last day to get a ticket. I typically still, every event that I've had, I've always still sold tickets at the door because we don't sell out completely. Now last year, the venue I used was the Magnolia Room, I think, or the Magnolia Grand. Oh, that's what it was. The Magnolia Grand. Okay. Which is not so grand. It was actually kind of small. We were kind of cramped in there, and that venue lists itself as, you know, a 500 person capacity, but we didn't even have 500 people and we were just packed in there. So I don't think, I don't think that place was a good, I mean, I liked the location and it looked really cool, but I had there's too many people. Like, I need a bigger venue because there's just too many people for that place, even though it really was a cool place. So this venue, we're going back to the Greenville Shrine Club, okay, which has a much larger capacity. It's probably got double the capacity of the Magnolia Grand. Yeah. Yes, Joelle, and you drive. Okay, that's great. See, that's great. So yeah.
This lets you change the sample.
Oops. Okay. So, any other questions? Will you be selling one-day tickets at the door for Flattoberfest? Karen B. asking for a friend. Yeah, I will probably sell one-day tickets at the door. Tommy will be at the Econo Lodge. Yeah, there's lots of places to stay. There's also, if you guys go to the website and you go to the hotel tab, let me see. This place too, I've heard a lot of people say good things about, just for somebody who's looking for like the cheaper, you know, this one right here, the Urban Boutique Hotel, Best Western Signature Collection. This hotel was recently remodeled. It's a little further from the venue. It's 2.6 miles away, but it's one of the it's a less expensive hotel, and it was just recently remodeled. So all the people that not from last year, but the year before, I think 2020, there were some people who stayed at this place and they said they really liked it, that it was not as expensive and it was actually nice rooms. Okay. So there's some options. There's a lot of, oh, and look here. Here's the link to my carpool connection is also on this website. So maybe I should make it bigger. It says there are other hotels and Airbnbs in the area as well as camping. Looking for a travel partner? Join the Telegram group for connecting with other attendees. So right here is also a link to my carpool group, to the Flattoberfest info and carpool connection group from the website. And also there's of course my email. My email is right here to, if you don't find what you're looking for on the website, flatearthfestivals@protonmail.com. But really, everything is here that you need. Okay? So, yeah. Speakers and performers. Once again, let me just remind you who's going to be there, you guys. We are going to have Mark Sargent return with us once again, and that makes me happy. I love having Mark Sargent at events. He is so fun. He is a lot of fun at events, and I think, you know, everybody gives Mark a lot of crap, but he is so awesome. Anyway, he'll be there. Austin Whitsitt, of course, will be presenting this year. I've got Sean Griffin of Kingdom in Context, Benjamin Balderson of Odin's Alchemy, Marty Leeds from GnosticAcademy.org is his website now. It used to be Marty Leeds 33, but now it's Gnostic Academy. And then also Jason Lindgren from Crow 777 Podcast and Secrets of Saturn. We love Jason. I felt so bad because last year his presentation was super rushed because we had a lot of technical issues with the people that we used for the LED screen. Not using them again this year. I was so pissed last year. They almost ruined my event. But, I just felt so bad about that. But so yeah, Jason will be back. And then we also have live music. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be having live music. Now, at this venue, doors open at noon. Okay? So we start later. So if you want to hang out the night before, here's the thing. The Friday, the night before at, where we have the park meetup that night, if people don't want to go back to their hotel rooms at 9:00 when we lose access to the park, right across the street in the same place where we're going to be having the event, they have a bar downstairs in the back and they do karaoke every Friday night. So there'll be karaoke Friday night at the bar beforehand. Don't overdo it though. Don't overdo it because you're going to have to get up and come to the event the next day at noon. And there's people who definitely have overdone it and then they show up late and all hungover because you're having too much fun. But, so that's how it's going to go. What else? Yeah. Oh, so we're having speakers. First part of the day, I started to tell about the schedule. We're having speakers the first part of the day. Starts at noon. We'll have our intro and get things going. Then we'll have a dinner break, and then we'll probably have one more speaker after the dinner, and then it will be music time. So there'll be speakers and presentations the first part of the day, and then in the evening, starting at about 9 p.m. both nights, we're going to have live music. And we have the venue until midnight. So it's going to be so much fun. You guys have no idea. No idea. I get to hang out for the after party. Herdklotz. Herdklotz Park. It's Herdklotz Park. It's like some German name. But that's the park across the street where we'll be gathering at. Maybe getting a couple of rooms at the hotel for the Kakalaki crew, but if anybody really needs a place to crash, we could make room for you. Oh, that's so sweet, Dr. Law. You guys are the best. Spicy Sarah says, we stayed at the Comfort Inn Greenville Haywood Mall and it was really nice and affordable. Okay, there you go. Comfort Inn. See, even David Weiss says Mark is fun at events. Yes, and you can let everybody else know where the little breakaway parties are, before and after. Lowry, whatever you do, don't stay at the motel. Yeah. Yeah, well, that won't be going on this time. Good times for all. Was that at Flattoberfest or was that at that was at Solar Return, I think. Good times for all. That was Solar Return. But that won't be going on this time. Yes. Okay. Hello. Hi, Benjamin. That's me. I am so much fun. Ben is fun. Ben looks like he's fun. I never hung out with Ben, but I can't wait because he does seem like he's fun. Especially some of the messages he sent me in Messenger makes me think that he might be lots of fun. I'll be Airbnb in my couches. Reno says cringe bee. Well, feast, Reno. You must be a fan if you're here. All right. Okay. So anyway, that's good on the Flattoberfest update. Sorry to take up so much time with that, but that's what it is. Oh, also, there's going to be the How the World Works exhibit with Zach and Cammie. As what, that's always going to be there. The whole time it'll be open. So there's that. There's that. All right. Okay, so that's enough of that. So one thing, oh, by the way, before I start rambling and forget, I do have my phones open. The call board's open. The number is 888 or 848-222-2480. It's on the screen, 848-222-2480. If you would like to call and talk with me. So check this out. You guys, do you guys remember how, how there's been all this stuff the last couple of weeks in New York with them putting up all the signs about the radiation fallout warnings, and then they put out that stupid video that said, oh, there was a nuclear blast in New York. Don't ask how or why, but there's this nuclear blast. And all you need to do is go in your house and shut all the doors and windows and turn on the TV so that you know what's going on. All right? It really seems like they're trying to set us up for something, right? Now, we already know that they do like the pre-programming stuff. They set you up. I think, and I think it's not even just for one thing. Like, I think they set up a few different things, right? I mean, anybody who's been paying attention to this, or who's been, following anything for any sort of number of years, that like they sort of set themselves up to have a few different crises, right? Whichever one is going to serve their purpose, depending on how things go with the masses, right? Because they can put all of their messages out on the TV, out on the news, and they can send all their programming out. But at the end of the day, everybody does still have free will. Now, most people are going to let the propaganda dictate their thought process. They're going to go in line with it. But there's still a bunch of people who aren't, right? Like us. And we're like the wild card on this world stage, right? Because they don't really, they can set up so many things, but they can't, this is the beauty of the human element, right? Like they can't predict everything, and they can't predict how everything's going to go. They can try like hell to steer it in a certain direction and influence things in a certain direction. But at the end of the day, they don't have all the power. They don't have the ability to do whatever they want with us, because if they did, all the propaganda and the programming and all of the poisoning and all of the crap that they do to us every day on a daily basis would not be necessary. So, if, we keep learning how to skirt these things that they're throwing at us all the time, like learn how to eat clean, learn how to detox, because really, I don't even think that there's a possibility to be 100% clean in our environment now. Like there's there's some sort of toxic thing somewhere, right? All the time. So, I think it's important to know how to detox or pay attention to your body so that you know when you need to do these detoxes, right? If you can feel your system getting overloaded, you start to feel, your energy levels go down, or you're achy, or just brain fog, whatever. But these are the things that I think all of these things are symptoms of a poison environment, and that, other things could be a factor too, but I think that's probably the main thing. And we just need to learn how to get through this, eat as clean as you can, detox regularly, don't drink fluoridated water. Obviously, that's like number one. Drink distilled water or filtered water. So, but aside from all that, it does seem like they're trying to foreshadow and make us be afraid of nuclear weapons, right? And this is a thing I came across today in the news. U.S. and South Korea opened biggest drills in years amid North threats. So they're making it look like the U.S. and South Korea are practicing, they're doing war games, practicing stuff for nuclear fallout or nuclear war. Stop war rehearsal. Stop war rehearsal. Yeah. Because we all know the rehearsals end up going live, right? So, you know, I don't think this is anything that's going to happen like right away, but it's just something to keep an eye on, right? Who knows? Who knows? To me, it seems like they just keep bringing it up. They keep putting it into the timeline with this nuclear stuff. So, you know, this is just a reminder. Like, even if there was a fallout or something, if they did try to pull this crap, well, number one, I would say get out of New York City and not be in, well, any big city. But number two, this, you know, there's things you can do to protect yourself. Even actually DMSO. DMSO protects your cells from the effects of radiation, from being damaged by radiation. So, you know, if you have DMSO, I think is one of the most important things to keep in your cabinet. You know, and this is not to push fear or anything like that. It's just, you know, be aware. Have the tools in your. There's certain tools that you need to have in your toolbox. You know what I'm saying? Because it is a war. It is a war of epic proportions. It's like, you know, psychological, spiritual, physical. There, you know, all that stuff is going on. But so we need to keep these tools in our toolbox. And so, you know, if I would highly recommend researching and learning about DMSO. Amanda Vollmer has a great book on that. She talks extensively about it and gives you recipes to in there on different things you can make with DMSO to treat different ailments, infections. It's just a great thing to have just as a backup, because we don't necessarily, you know, this may or may not happen. Who knows what's going to happen? But just to be aware of it and to know that there are things you can do to protect yourself from it. Okay, so I would recommend everybody get some DMSO and keep it in your cabinet, and get Amanda Vollmer's book, Healing with DMSO, or just go online and do some research and just get that stuff and keep it in your cabinet, because why not? Wow, a Globy troll? That's hilarious. A Globy troll? Are you lost, dude? Wow, you must be lost, brah. Nobody here believes that crap. And you're not going to convince anybody here, so why even waste your time? Yeah, I did. I did have to say it. Yeah. Also detects negative people with bad habit. Yeah. Funny part is these big tough men behind their keyboards can't even make eye contact in real life when confronted. That's true, Good Times for All. Because I remember when all those turds showed up in Denver. And not one of them could even, they would all go the other way when they saw me walking down the hallway. It was freaking hilarious. 5 times 1,000, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for doing what you do year after year. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thanks for being here. I won Amanda's book at the 50-50 draw. Great read. Awesome. Was that at my event? I know I gave her one of, because I ended up with 2 of her books and I raffled one off at something. DMSO works on cell repair from EMF Hawaii 50. 50 my G reading it again. Yes. Right, EMF. So it can also protect from other types of radiation too, right? It protects the cell. So it's like, say for instance, there's like a fallout, like a nuclear fallout, and you get your warning on your phone. It's like, nuclear fallout, stay inside, blah blah blah, don't go outside, and then tell you to wash all your clothes off. One of the first things you should do is go get some DMSO, put it in some water, drink it. Right? Before that stuff can even get to you. She's actually more fun than Mark Sargent. Yeah. Yes, and Nathan's dogs. I'm sorry about that. There will be no Nathan's dog this year, or Nathan. You live on YouTube and don't have a life. Hold on, that's hilarious. What is this idiot saying? Don't have a real life. I'll leave in 20 minutes and forget all about you while you stay begging for attention. Wow. I do have a real life. You know, it's so funny. What you think, somebody streams 2-3 times a week for a couple of hours each time? You think that's like all I do all week long? Holy crap, are you an idiot? Ignorant idiot. I mean, other people's perceptions of what is really going on is so distorted most of the time. It's hilarious. All nuclear weapons are propaganda. I agree. Bona fide truth. I don't even believe in nuclear weapons. I don't believe that they have nuclear bombs. However, I don't know all that they have. I don't know all the things in their toolbox, right? So maybe it's not through a nuclear bomb, but there could possibly a way for them to radiate people. So I'm just saying that. Just don't put it past him. It would be my, It's okay. He should be deleted because he's an idiot. Coffee in the butt. Ben looks like Floki from Vikings. End of the Shemitah coming up again around September 11th, 2023. What's Shemitah? Last time was the NYC Tower demolition. Coffee. Good thing we know nukes aren't real. Exactly. Being super hydrogenated. Can you type that word again, Ben? Makes all the difference. Hydrogenated. Oh, you did. Being super hydrogenated makes all the difference too. If the directed energy weapon is real, that could be just as bad, if not worse, than a nuke. Well, the directed energy weapon, I think, is real. I mean, you can go look at, I think it's Northrop Grumman. Yeah. What we do, air, directed energy, high energy laser solutions, defending our nation at sea, on land, and in the air. Now, this picture is bullshit because during the daytime, you can't see a laser light shining. You can see it at night or if there's fog, but you wouldn't even see it. This is probably why they like this technology, because you cannot see it happening. Like if you do this in daytime, you're not going to see the laser light, and you're not going to see where it comes from unless you're like know where it's coming from and you're looking at the source. You won't know where it's coming from. you won't see it happening until you'll just see the damage done by it. For the last 50 years, we've advanced laser technology to defend against our current and future threats. Our innovations include advanced targeting and tracking using machine learning, modularized architectures. What does that mean? Scalable subsystems, low size, weight, power, and cost, rugged components and materials, miniaturized systems with high power output. So, counter UAS. A threat of unmanned aerial systems. So drones. They're shooting drones. See these pictures where they show the laser? Like, you would never see that. You wouldn't even see it. It looked like nothing was happening. So these pictures are stupid. You would never see that laser in the daylight. Anyway. Yeah, Benjamin says, yeah, the directed energy weapon shit was real obvious in Reading during the car fire 4 years ago. Yes. Directed energy weapons are real, but truthers take it too far as to where they have been used, in my opinion. Possibly. Yes, Paradise, California. Yes, Vertec, exactly. My mom lives near there. And she knew people. One of her friends lost her home in that. Yep. We can all put our money together and fly the Great Baldini to the fest. No. No, we cannot do that. Sorry, that's not going to be happening. That will definitely not be happening. And I'm not going to explain why. I'm tired of talking about that. I'm not going to get into it. All right. Anyway, I don't want to get stuck on that for very long, but it's just a reminder to, number one, don't live in fear. Just keep yourself as healthy and clean as you can. The cleaner your system is, the less it's going to be impacted by outside toxic things, right? Whatever that is. Okay, so the number one thing you can do is just eat as clean as possible. Drink clean water. Detox regular. You'll be good. Okay. By the way, I wanted to show you guys this this article I came across today, because yesterday I was talking to David Weiss and he was telling me about AI. He said, AI is creating art now. Have you seen this? And I said, no. So he started showing me about this bot on Discord where you type in your little description and then it starts to create images for you. So, and it was so funny that, I mean, just as a synchronicity, I guess, later, or this AM, I was looking online and it says AI generated art illustrates another problem with technology. Artificial intelligence is being used to design magazine covers that provide pictures for internet newsletters. What could possibly go wrong? So this right here, it's showing you is an image generated by OpenAI software of a sea otter in a style of a girl with a pearl earring by Vermeer. So it's this bot where you basically go in and you give it commands and it creates images based on your commands, and you can give it seed images and links to images online that you want it to draw from and stuff like that. And it's kind of crazy. I was playing with it a little bit. So here I'll show you a little bit of the Discord server where people are putting their images. So like right here, You can even see like what descriptions they're using to get these images. So right here you're seeing Egyptian pharaoh, quantum plant desert, futuristic, levitation, golden pyramids. And so this is the image. This is it gives you 4 variations, right, based on your description, and then you pick one and you can make, you know, more detailed variations of that, or you can render the high-res version of it, and that's it. You have this new artwork that was created from scratch from this bot. And it's kind of a trip. So I was playing with this one. Here's one I did. Ancient Roman architecture, hyper-realistic, airships in the sky, free energy. And this is the image it gave me. Isn't that a trip? Buy a water distiller. Yes, Vertic. Very good investment. Hey, trolls. There's no free speech on my channel. I don't get free speech in your crappy places. Not like I want to go there anyway, which I don't. But you definitely ain't getting free speech here. They're showing some of what they can do. Yeah. So anyway, let's see. Some of these, if you look at what people are doing, they come out like, some of them look hyper realistic, really real, like they that one's kind of goofy. Here's another version of what I was looking at with my architecture. I was saying ancient Roman architecture with airships in the sky, right? And this is what it's making me. These little scenes here with these airships, great Roman buildings, you know. So let's look at the, I wonder if they have a gallery here. Themed image galleries. But look at these. These are a trip. So I'll show you guys how it works. We can make one right now. Let's do one. Okay. I didn't use up all my free images yet. After you do so many, you have to pay for a subscription, and I may or may not pay for a subscription. I haven't decided yet. But so you go into this, you hook yourself up to this bot, and then you type imagine, //imagine. Okay, and then you get this prompt. Let me see, are you guys seeing what I'm doing here? Okay, so then you get this prompt, and then you type in what you want it to make a picture of. Homunculi power go. Airships Chief Crow Flatoberfest. Yes. Yeah, you only get 25 free pictures. You want me to put in flat earth? Okay, so we'll put flat earth. Then what? Let's do Tartaria. Mud, flood. Free energy. And then I'll put 5. Well, let's see. Let's put realistic. So now it's thinking. And other people are in here testing it out, so I gotta keep an eye on my, Oh boy. How exciting. Melted buildings. And they own yeah, I know. But if you have your membership, then you have it says generous copyright, so I don't know. Let's see what it comes up with. Where'd it go? I hate how it jumps around. Here we go. What is this? This looks like a button. I think I confused it too much. Let's try something else. Maybe that was too much. Exquisite detail? Is that a command, David? I haven't looked at all the commands that they do yet. Let's see. I don't know. I wasn't really liking what it came up with. I have to think of more words. Anyway, I don't know if let's see. Let's give it a seed image. How about that? Not the disc in space. Let's give it a seed image. How about, let's see. It would be nice if there was an AE map without the lines on it. But whatever. So view file. Copy. So then I'm going to go over here. And let's see. Imagine. Okay. Flat Earth, free energy, ancient civilization. Now, because I put that URL in there, it should be using that as a reference. So we'll see. Go to the web gallery. Okay, well, let me let it do this real quick. Use Q5. I just started playing with this, so I'm not even sure. I'm probably not using the results right. Oh, some of this looks cool. Wow. Why are they trying to make it look like space, though? Please stop trying to make it look like space. See, the internet is trying to force this thing to make it look like space. Here we go. Well, look at put pyramids down here. Huh. Let's see. Let's do variations. Oh, did I already click 4? Is it already doing it? I didn't mean to do that, but Is it doing it? I can't tell if it's doing it or not. No, it's not. Okay. I want to see. Variance of number 4. See, here we go. Now it's doing more with that. That's kind of a trip. Whoa. Look at that. Oh, look at this one. Looks like an eyeball. It put an eyeball in there. What? Dude, you guys, that one's a trip. I like that one. What's that? That's 3? Or 1? Did it do it again? Yeah. Check this out. Okay. What? This is bizarre. It's like it's combining like a flat horizon with an earth. It's got the sun all way back there. It doesn't know what to do. This would be a great way to bring stuff you see in your dreams into visualizations. Yeah, you gotta know the prompts. Web gallery. Oh. I got disconnected. Hello?
Welcome to the conference center. You are a host.
All right. Sorry. My bad. Yeah, they gotta push the space all the time with a bunch of sun worshippers. Go to the gallery, look at the images, hover over them to see the commands. Oh, is that online? Let's see. Mid-Journey website. Oh, look, so here it's showing you all the stuff that I was playing with. So I was trying to make these images with these old, I was putting in Gothic Cathedral. Here's realistic Gothic Cathedral with airships flying in the sky, free energy. Look at that. So it made that. This is all the stuff that I was messing with. Oh, I tried to make Bigfoot. It didn't really do a very good job, Bigfoot. I have to figure out the prompts. Made Bigfoot look like a twig person or something. But let's see. Is there... Here we go. So look at some of this stuff, you guys. Look at this one. A carved white rock cathedral interior denoise. Oh, denoise. That might be a good prompt to use. Look at this. Incredible modern architecture, granite, glass, wood, clifftop villa, stunning view. And this is what you get. And it looks Like, I mean, it does really well with the lighting. I mean, some of these are very interesting. Here's majestic throne room at the dawn of time, glass paint over glaze ornament. Look at this. Blue paper, full page schematic of mid-century 1900s detail concept art of a humanoid. So these are all, look at this. Path leading to imposing castle surrounded by lush forest in the clouds, low angle. Okay. Like that, somebody there, I mean, I don't look at that and think that's a picture, but I know a lot of people do. They will look at this stuff and they will think that it's an actual photo or maybe a painting of a real place. Look at this, wow. A giant forest temple at night, purple light, lush forest, waterfalls, fireflies, ornate. But it makes these beautiful, look at this treehouse. A Victorian treehouse on a cliff with redwoods, winter, snowing, low-lying fog. Is that it? So this is all art created by AI, people just typing words into the bot, and then it creates an image based on the stuff that you put in there. Hey Reno, you must be so bored. Like, how is it how is it that you're here if you don't like flat earth? I mean, what kind of loser hangs out in a chat of something you don't like? Are you that big of a loser? You need to go hang around things that you hate? People that you don't like? Next one of your images, click the web button and then click the home button when you get there. I don't know what that means, David. But look at this one. Wow. What is this? Ancient monolithic portal containing the mother of death carved out of melted hope. Melted hope? Just piss off, loser. You guys can delete him. I didn't mean for you to, like, keep letting him talk crap already. You could delete them. They're annoying. I don't want them disrupting my chat. They can all eat a bag of dicks. All the dicks. All the trolls can eat all the dicks. Okay? Grand Rising. Hi, Joelle. Cheers, any word? Oh, a melted brick building. A new map came out. Let's see. Oh, that's not new. That's that moon map crap again. Melted hope story of my life. That's why I said just ban them. Because if you guys leave them in the chat, then I'm gonna talk shit back. So just ban them. This is why there's so many of you in there with blue wrenches. Just get rid of them. Because I just don't care. Okay. So, anyway. I like this one here with the eye. I don't like the sun far away back there. They're not getting it right. They're just not getting it right. Maybe it needs more source images to pick from. I kind of like some of these. Isn't this cool? This one right here, I liked. Anyway, I wanted to show you guys this because a lot of people sort of base everything they do off looking at pictures, and I just feel like that's just not a good thing to do. Now you can make any picture you want, and you can make it look hyper realistic. You could even take this image and then you could go modify it in Photoshop further to refine it and make it even more, look more realistic. Oh, I have a call. Yay. Thank you for calling. You're on with Karen B.
Hey, Karen.
Hello?
Come on. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
This is John Banks. I had a question. I'd sent a message to you. I'm not a troll. When I told you about a month ago I was a newbie, I'm a newbie to you. I just stumbled across your channel there and
Okay.
really enjoyed it. But anyway, I've been FE for quite a while, but I've had this nagging question for years. I live in North Louisiana. When it's a cloudy morning over Louisiana and the sun's coming up, how is it that I'm seeing the sun shining under the cloud? Is it reflecting off the Atlantic Ocean, or how is that happening? And then, when the sun gets overhead, it's above the clouds.
Right. I think that's just...
And before we go any further, before I forget, Shemitah is every 7th year. We're not supposed to plant our gardens. I think you asked that question a little while ago.
Shemitah,
when I was
yeah.
on the phone holding. And there was something else. Oh, DMSO. Hurrah! I started taking that. Actually, I started taking that, and then I went to MSM, which I think is pretty much the same thing. Is that right? The sulfur compound?
It's not the same thing, but a lot of people use them together. Yeah.
Well, I drive a truck. I've been in the truck since '97, and getting in and out of this truck, if you're not careful, you twist your knees, which is the wrong thing to do on these. But anyway, I'm 61 years old, and my knees were starting to hurt bad. I got on the DMSO and then the MSM, and I'm pain-free. Praise God.
Wow.
But anyway, yeah.
That's pretty
and
good.
It didn't take, but it took about 2 weeks. No joke. But I keep taking it for maintenance, like a teaspoon a day. But yeah, and also, and then I'm going to shut up and let you answer my question.
Okay.
I was blessed last Sabbath. I had no idea that y'all had a Torah teaching on, and I enjoyed the last part of it. Thank God for you, Karen. Keep up the good work.
Oh,
now
thank
I'm
you.
back quiet.
Okay. All right. I will do my best to answer your question. All right. So the sun. Why do you see the sun shining on the clouds? Do I see you trying to answer this, David? I just want to see what you say before I go on. Tell him to check the debunking the debunkers button on the app. Lots of videos on sunlight under clouds. Okay, well how about we go check it out right now? Is it it's on your YouTube channel, right? FE, let's see. FE clock app. How come yours works? Your channel comes up really easy. Okay. Created playlist. Top 10 reasons we don't know. Is this all your... This can't be all your playlists. Here, hold on. This can't be all your playlists. In the videos... How do I get to the videos? How do you get to the videos? Never mind, I found it. Debunking the debunkers. Where's debunking the debunkers? Where's the debunking the debunkers? I see all the questions. Where is the edge? Where does the sun go? It's under the flat earth. Ships over the horizon. Where's debunking the debunkers? I swear to God, the navigation in your app is not that easy. Debunking the debunkers. Where is it? Sun fade. Rockets. I'm like seeing everything but that. Interviews. I don't see it, brah. Clothing, flat earth models, Imperio, meetups. Where is debunking the debunkers? Bro. Seriously, I don't see debunking the debunkers. Oh, response vids. I was reading the text underneath and it says response videos. Ugh. Okay, because like on my thumbnail, it doesn't say debunking the debunkers. It just can barely see the face and then it says response videos. So, well, I don't know which one is which. Which one is about the clouds? Holy Jesus. You know, I have to say that if you're a new flat earther, holy smokes, the amount of crap that you have to wade through. I swear to God. I mean, how does anybody find anything? Well, whatever. I'm not even gonna use a stupid video. I don't need a video. Listen, all it is, in fact, here, you know what I'll do? I'll just do it in Illustrator. I'll just draw it. Because, yeah. Because I'm not gonna navigate through all those videos right now. I'm already wasting a bunch of time. Nobody's gonna know what the hell. I'm gonna get bored. Everybody's gonna die of boredom before I find a fucking video. I'm just waiting for my app to open. I don't know what that link is, but it ain't working. Open link in new tab. It tells me, oops, something went wrong. Anyway. Here, let me share. I have Photoshop. Let's do window capture. Add source. New. Illustrator. Oof. It's covering everything. Let's see. All right, so here's our little stage. We'll just draw. Okay, here's the ground. Right? And then we'll draw sky. Right? Okay. And then let's see. Well, whatever. We do it like this. And then boom, boom. And I'll just make some cheesy clouds. Okay. Cheesy clouds. You know, use your imagination. These are clouds, right? Show perspective grid. Show grid. I don't want that kind of perspective grid. 1 point perspective. Here we go. Okay, so here's your perspective grid, and then here's your vanishing point. And so here's our sun. It's our sun. Why can't I just make a circle? Oh, it's because it's perspective. It's perspectiving. Okay, hold on. I don't want it to do that. What is happening? There we go. I just wanted a round circle. Just give me a round circle. Okay. And then, why did my perspective grid go away? 1 point perspective. Okay. So here's the sun in your view, right? And we all know that it goes down like this towards the horizon. But the sun rays are always emanating out, you know, on all ways. So I think, in my opinion, I feel like this is just a property of perspective and light. And it could also have something to do with the light being refracted through the moisture in the air. But, you know, it's like, if you have let's see, file, new. Okay, so we'll just do it like a side view. That was like a front view looking down. So if you do a side view and you have your Earth, boom, oops, turn around, there you go. And then you have your sky, right? Here's your sky. Okay, so here's your person, your little perspective. I'm just going to draw a stick figure. Oops. Or I'll draw a little shape. That's going to be our person, right? So here's your person. And you stand on the ground. Here's your sun. Not a black sun. We want a yellow sun. So it's coming over your head. Here's some clouds. Oops. Keep changing my So here's clouds. Boom, 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 boom. So you're here, you're going to see the clouds close to you, right? You're going to be looking at the clouds over here. But the thing too about the sun is it's on a much higher plane, right? It's way up here. Like I'm putting the sun down here compared to this little person, but it's going to be way, 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 way up here. And also the sun moves at about 1,000 miles per hour, right? And so as you're looking out this way and the sun's moving across the sky like this, right? Straight across, you're visually seeing it go down, you know, because as it gets farther away, that's just how the horizontal planes work, right? And things that go from the top go towards the bottom. I mean, we already know about this as far as perspective go, but if you think about it, you know, what are we looking at? We're looking at light from the sun reflect off all these objects and make its way back to our eyeballs. So the sunlight, it like permeates the entire sky. This is like, you know, you gotta wonder about sometimes if this is like maybe has something to do with the difference between like daylight, what they call daylight, and sunlight. Do you know what I mean? Then optics of the sky do not prove anything. No, they don't. Scott, good question. What's the question? I missed it. Is there a question? Light, advanced, dark, receive. Right. Well, okay. So anyway, that's how the lines of perspective go, right? So let me go. Oh, whoops. Yellow. And cancel. Sun. No color. Stroke. Black. Okay. So, you know, your line of sight goes like this. Everything from below goes up, right? So when the sun gets over here, it's lower in the sky prospectively. As far, you know what I'm saying? So it's farther away, so that light is going to permeate underneath the clouds. I don't think it's anything really special, to be honest with you. I mean, to me, it just makes sense. The sun is farther away, right? So it's not right overhead, right? So the clouds, wherever it's closer to the clouds, obviously it's not going to be shining under the clouds, it's going to be shining above. But as the clouds get farther away and that light spreads and permeates, it's, you know what I mean? Look at the inverse square law of light. It's like let's see. This is why. I mean, maybe it's not a very good explanation, but this is why. Okay, so imagine this is how light works. So here's the source, right, of the light, and as it goes out, it spreads exponentially. So when the sun is closer, the spread of the rays is not going to be quite as intense, But as it gets farther away, the spread of the sun rays gets more. It increases, right? And so as you get farther away, the line, the vision, where that light goes to is going to end up spilling and coming under the clouds as it gets further away, because the light is just, I don't know, this is how I see it. Hi, Chicago artist. Does this make sense? Am I explaining this correctly? I don't even know if I am. Still on the phone. What's the question? I'm not seeing it. If you guys have a question, tag me so I can see it in chat. Digging on the crazy music. Oh, hi, G Dreamers. Good to see you. I don't know. You guys are saying good question, but I can't find where the question is. So could somebody either retype it or tag me and see? The sun excites the ether. I agree, Vertec. This also explains clouds right behind the sun if you draw clouds to right side, right? No. Of the sun on top of clouds. Okay, but I'm saying this, he's asking about sun on the bottom of clouds. Yeah, these are all toplit, but he's asking how the sun lights up the bottom. Sometimes it does. They asked if the caller was still on the phone. Yes. There's definitely more than one light type coming from that sun. Seems to me direct sun creates umbra shadows. The other light creates penumbra shadows. Penumbra's area is where mysteries lie. I mean, possibly. It also works backwards too. Solar panels still need breakers, but don't pull electricity. They produce it. Exactly. If it can light up the top after sunset, then the bottom lighting doesn't matter. It proves nothing. Well, that's true. I'll show you pictures here. Oh, nobody's seen it because I have Illustrator blocking it. Oops. Hold on. So here, this is where what sunset and the clouds are being lit up. So the sun is below the horizon and the top of the clouds is being lit up. So it's the opposite problem here. Yeah, I think it has to do with the whole, like the Dan dimension thing. With how the UV light of the sun excites the different gases in the ether. I would think that you could have certain conditions where it's doing it more times than other, and then next thing you know, you're seeing some funky light stuff. If it can light up the tops after sunset, then that could prove the globe to be a lie. Yeah, it is perspective. I agree, it's just perspective, and then the way that light spreads from the source. Because you're only going to see the sun lighting up those clouds when it's like furthest away, right? It's going to be really, really far. Oh, I just missed 11:11. Gosh darn it. Yes, Dan and P Brain explained that. Yeah, exactly. Sunlight versus daylight, excitement of the noble gases. Yes, I agree. The angle of perspective would reveal the lighting of the cloud. As it yeah. As it goes away from us, it gets smaller from perspective. That's why you can see the sun under the clouds. Hello, it's farther away from us at that time. Just saying. Yeah, I know. I think it's pretty much that's what it is. And with a combination possibly of the way that the UV energy from the sun excites the noble gases in the sky. Direct versus diffused light. Yes. See, everybody talks about refraction, but there's also diffraction, right? Right? So everybody knows about refraction, but hardly anybody talks about refraction or diffraction. Diffraction refers to various phenomena that occur when a wave encounters an obstacle or opening. It is defined as the interference or bending of waves around the corners of an obstacle or through an aperture in the region of geometrical shadow of the obstacle aperture. The diffracting object or aperture effectively becomes a secondary source of the propagating wave. Okay, so diffraction. I don't know if this picture means anything to you people, but diffraction. It's basically the light spreading. It's like light going through different, you see the double slit experiment? That was like, that's kind of what it is, right? It's an inference pattern, two slit diffraction. This is, that's what diffraction is. It's like when the light gets refracted, split into different ways. When normal air in the test tube is excited by a Tesla coil, it looks baby blue like the sky. Yeah. Exactly. And then there's NASA's infractions. Yes. I'm scared to swallow my DMSO. Don't be scared to swallow DMSO. Just make sure that when you do take it, you're not drinking alcohol. Don't drink alcohol because it intensifies, like you don't want to drink DMSO and then go on a bender. And she also says not to smoke cigarettes. I don't know if you're a cigarette smoker, but that can also, because you're inhaling whatever, because DMSO is it's a potentizer. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it makes anything you put in your system more potent. So it intensifies stuff. And it makes it process through your digestive system faster too. So like, you know what I mean? So when you take the DMSO, just try to make sure that you're not ingesting anything else that is toxic. Discord is such a mess. Wasted the last 45 minutes trying to verify my account. Just doesn't... Yeah, Discord is I kind of stopped using Discord because there's tons of trolls on there. Like basically all the trolls that you see on YouTube, they came from Discord first. And the only reason I know this is because I spent a couple of years on Discord helping to run that Flat Earth server that got up to 30,000 members. And in that time, I was being tormented by trolls unrelentlessly. It didn't, and then I would see their names spill over into the YouTube chat. They all came from Discord and then went to YouTube. That's where they come from. I hate that's one thing I don't like about Discord, but when I saw that bot with the art, I had to go mess around with it, so I logged back into my account to go mess with it and try it. But yeah. Potentiator. Thank you, Grounded Extracts. Potentizer. I'm not sure which word, but yeah, it makes I would have to go get the book. Is her book around here? Amanda's book? I don't know if it's in my office or not. I don't think so. I might have it in the other room. But yeah. I would say it's good. Just make sure you're not oh good, got it. Don't drop GMOs on your beer. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Discord, exactly. It's all in the name. The moon seems to be the only one a light different. Well, I think it's just polarized differently. You spent a day on Wild West Discord, no thanks. I know. You guys, you know what? That's where Austin is all the time debating trolls. I'm telling you, if you want to hone your debate skills and you want to toughen up your armor, then go hang out on Discord. Otherwise, you probably won't like it very much. It's a lesser light. Yeah. Well, it's different because when you measure the sunlight, it's hot, right? Or if you sit in the sun, in sunlight, you get hotter and hotter. Well, if you sit under the moonlight, it's cool. So it's a different light. It's a different polarity. I mean, if you think about it, right? It's a different polarity because the sunlight acts one way and the moonlight acts another, and they're almost opposite. So I don't know if they are opposite. Same can be seen with the moon. Brighter in the night because it's closer because of the firmament is closer. I don't think anybody knows where the firmament is. As far as I know, none of us know the height. And I don't know that we'll ever know the height because the sky behaves like a hologram and you can't triangulate the sun. Do you guys know this? Thanks for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Karen, David.
Hey.
So the point I was trying to make with there's many times when the sun sets and I can still see the tops of clouds behind me lit up. So it doesn't prove anything. If you want to say it proves something, it proves that we're not on a globe. But I'll go with the optics of the sky never prove anything.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
All right. So another thing, I was asked an interesting question, which I've thought about before. During a lunar eclipse, if the moon emits its own light, why don't we see that light emitting during the eclipse? And I have an answer. When I hear your answer first.
Why don't you see that light emitting? Well, because it's being
like
polarized.
If the moon is its own light, what difference would the shadow of the alleged Earth make? Right? It's a good question, right?
Well, supposedly they're saying that the sunlight is not reaching the moon at that point, right?
Right, but flat earthers say the moon emits its own light, and if that was true, which I believe it is, why would the Earth getting in the way of the sun affect the light that's coming from the moon? It's a good question, right? And I have an answer.
Okay.
So my belief is because the phases of the moon, if you look at it in the heliocentric way, do kind of match most of the month with the position where the sun is. We're like, hey, the sun's behind the moon, therefore we don't see any moon, and the sun's across from the moon, therefore it's a full moon, and the sun's halfway across, therefore a half moon, and it makes sense. I think, this is me, that the sun, well, I know for a fact the sun is sending electricity to Earth, for lack of a better word, and that's how solar panels work. They don't collect photons, they collect electricity, and they just channel it. I think that the sun is the source of energy or part of the system that powers the moon. And the way the sun reaches the moon gives the moon the energy to become its own light. So during an eclipse, whatever it is that's blocking the moon is literally blocking the sun, is literally blocking the energy going to the moon. Right?
Yeah, could be.
And therefore the moon is not lighting up all the way. Maybe it's a semi-transparent thing that's blocking it, and it's letting 10% of the energy through, and that's why we see some of the moon. So to me, that makes 100% sense.
Yeah, it could be.
All right, just throwing it out there.
Yeah, I think like where Cammie's original explanation or idea back in the day about the circular polarization, about there just being a third body with its own electromagnetic field up there, and then when you get that synergistic alignment between the sun and the moon and that third body, then it polarizes the light or changes it, and then that's when the eclipses happen. Right?
Sure. Okay. I mean, that's another explanation of why we don't see the light. It doesn't negate that the moon emits its own light. That light is either being powered down or just changed so we don't see it through polarization. All of these things are good answers. What the actual 100% explanation is still to be discussed.
Well, yeah. Well, we just don't know. I mean, that's just it. We just don't know, right? Everybody's just guessing.
I got you. That's the beautiful thing about flat earthers. We know that we don't know. Globers think they know everything, and they know nothing.
Yes, Globers think they have superhuman eyesight and can see for billions and billions of miles.
Yeah, angular size doesn't matter. Light intensity doesn't matter. They have super eyes.
Yeah.
And light is magical to space. It spreads out, but it stays just as intense as it spreads out, because that makes perfect sense.
Yes.
All right. Careful with that bot. It's very addictive.
Oh, I know. I burned through a bunch of images because I wasn't sure what the U and the V meant. So I was pressing the buttons, and I didn't realize that as soon as you press them, it starts doing stuff. And I'm like, why isn't it doing anything? And I just kept pressing buttons.
You're going to run out very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I don't mind playing with it. I might sign up for a subscription so I can play with it a little bit more and learn how to tweak it.
$10. I plowed through my $10 in probably less than a week at a fairly good rate. And that's a ton of images. I was going crazy. And then after that, they say, would you like to put another $5 or $10 in? We'll let you know when it wears out. So I threw another. I threw another $5 in. I think, and I've been going for a while, and it hasn't notified me. So I like it. It's a good thumbnail maker.
Yeah, it's cool. I might use it for thumbnails as well, and then it'll free up some of my time.
Right, absolutely. And then if you go to the gallery and just look at the other people's definition, the prompts, and they have stuff like exquisite detail, hyper realistic, and then they use some other Unreal Engine. If you write that, it goes to another server and gets information. It's amazing. What was the process for linking an existing web image? What did you just put the URL to the image?
Yeah, you just put the URL
right after the episode.
Well, it tells you in the instructions that it has to go a certain way. So, if you're using the command and you want to do and you want to give it a resource image, then you have to put that first, and then you put, it tells you, I forget where it was, but there's a little area that tells you what order to put it in, but the URL goes first to whatever, seed images or reference images you want to use.
Right. You put the URL and then you just put the other commands after that.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, so here, image prompt and then HTTP. So here's your image. And then it says a forest spirit at night. And then they put their other things in there, like no trees or aspect ratio, all those little tweaks that you can do.
I've seen people put like exquisite detail, hyper realistic, and then lighting, like, spotlighting or, glowing lighting or anything. And it's scary how it composes a picture accurately.
Yeah, this one right here, New York City cyberpunk photography style, 8K, hyper-realistic Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
And then that's what it comes up with, and it looks like a post-apocalyptic picture of New York City.
You could do anything. You could literally have a Bigfoot with a monkey face growing out of a crystal on top of a mountain of melted wax.
I thought you were going to say melted brick.
No, I wouldn't say that to you. That'll trigger you, like saying no, like planes don't jet fuel.
Oh yeah, the jet fuel thing. Yeah, that's Ted's. That's Ted's battle.
Yeah, I told him to take a hike already. All right, I'll let you go.
All right. Thanks for calling.
See ya in Flattober.
Yes, Flattoberfest. Oh. What?
Oh, am I still here?
Yeah.
Everyone needs to find a friend and invite them to Flattoberfest with them. Bring a non-flat earther with you, somebody that you want to convert. Buy them a ticket if you have to. For everybody, bring somebody new on an adventure. It'll be amazing.
Yeah, totally. It'd be great.
Hey, you can start now. Lowbusters is here. All right.
All right.
See ya.
All right. See you later. All right. Oops. Let me go back over here. Yes. Hi, Bob. I love coffee. Okay. Let's see. Hey, you're back. Do you have another question or comment?
Well, I have a comment, and I actually have a question. I was listening to you and Dave talk about the moon, and I think you said that sometimes it might be transparent. I have heard that when the moon is in its dark cycle, that we know where, or they, the scientists, whoever, know where it's at, but it's not visible. You cannot find it. It's not covering up the stars. Are the stars further away than the moon?
Right.
I'm just asking, can y'all confirm that or deny that? That's just my
yeah.
question.
Yeah, that's true. Isn't
that amazing, Karen?
Yeah,
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, when it's in the new moon phase, then the moon is absolutely nowhere to be found. There is no dark spot in the sky where you're like, there's the moon, it's not lit up, but we know it's there because there's the dark spot blocking stars,
Right.
That doesn't ever happen as far as I know.
That is so weird. And also, I've heard that is not the moon that's eclipsing the sun. It's something else. Have y'all heard that?
Yeah, I've heard that, although I'm not 100% sure. That one I can't really,
yeah.
Because at that point, there is a full moon. Well, no. Is the moon full? Or is it only, it's only during a full moon?
I forget.
Hold on.
Yeah.
The solar eclipse only happens during a new moon, and I think the lunar eclipse only happens during a full moon.
Okay. Yeah, I can't. That was the moon was the first thing that drew me to FE.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, what else have they lied about? Because if you got eyeballs, you can see bull crap. that is not the shadow of Earth.
Oh,
You
right.
know, at certain times in the phase when it's going away, I think. But anyway, but then that was all. I know you're busy and people want to talk. Thank you. Talk to y'all later.
That's okay. Thank you. So yeah, there is when the solar eclipse happens, it can only happen during a new moon. So the moon is nowhere to be seen, right? So when you're sitting there watching the sun, you know, you're thinking that you should be able to see the moon approach the sun, right? Like it's right there. You'd think it would be lit up. There would be some sort of visual hint or clue that there is an actual physical object about to eclipse the sun, but you don't ever see it. You don't see it at all. All you see is like the sun, like it has a bite taken out of it, and then it just starts to, you know, go over it and consume it, and then it goes through all the way. But it's like, yeah, you never see the moon during the solar eclipse. So a lot of people, you know, and I know Crow likes to say that the moon is not even there. It's got nothing to do with the eclipse. However, while based on visual stuff, you could make that claim. My point, I don't really like to say that because we don't know what the sun is, what the moon is. We don't know what the sun or the moon is. We don't know what they are. We don't know, you know, if they're actual physical objects in the sky, which I highly doubt, or if they're projections in the sky, in our sky hologram that come from an actual physical source, but the physical object that the source comes from is nowhere near where you're actually seeing it in the sky, you know? So we don't know what it is. We just don't know. So I don't like to say that the moon has nothing to do with the eclipse, because you can't prove it either way. We just don't know what it is. Now, here's the thing though. Maybe the moon, here's what one thing that I was thinking when I was watching the eclipse in 2017 was like, okay, I'm sitting here and I'm watching the sun with the solar filter on, and then you see this thing coming and it starts to, like, you know, cover the sun, or it starts to, you know, take a hole out of the disk of the sun, right? But maybe that is going behind. You know, I was wondering, it could be going behind. The moon could be going behind the sun, because if you look at, let me see if I can find this picture that me and Cammie put together one day. Why is my Finder going so slow? Try to find my moon phases picture. Here we go. No, I clicked on the wrong thing. It's gonna open oh, fuck. It's gonna open an app I don't want to open. I hate when I click on the wrong shit. Okay, so maybe the moon is going behind the sun, right? Because if you look at this, they basically circle over the Earth from what we can observe, right? But the moon's path is not exactly the same as the sun's, and it goes a little slower. So it's off by 5 degrees. Supposedly there's a 5-degree difference between the path of the sun and the moon there. And so sometimes the sun is higher and sometimes the moon is higher, you know, and they kind of, as it's going around, they kind of, you know, wobble. So it could be that the moon's going behind the sun, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? What if the moon goes behind the sun? Or what if they actually go through each other? You know, what if it actually passes? What if, because it's like at one of these nodes where the path crosses, right? What if they go through each other? If the sun and moon follow the same course, perhaps they come from the same source. Yeah, I would think they do, but I think they just, you know, they have their different paths, and and like I said, the sun is moving slower, or the moon moves slower than the sun. So, and that sort of creates what appears to be like a sort of randomness in the cycle, but it's not random. Yeah, moon is slower. The moon takes about 24 hours and 50 minutes. It's like not quite an hour extra. It's like 50 minutes or something like that. If they go through each other, would we be able to see the eclipse from anywhere? Well, that's a good question, Dr. Backasswords. Maybe they don't go through each other. That's a good point. Because, yeah. Because I was thinking too, like, you know how whenever there's an eclipse, like even a lunar eclipse, like if the distances of what they're telling us were really true, and then there was a lunar eclipse, and the moon being over 250,000 miles away from the Earth, don't you think everybody would see the same view of the moon? But no, when there's a lunar eclipse, you can only... Either one of these eclipses, they both behave the same way as far as viewing. When there's an eclipse, you can only see it from certain places on the Earth at a time. Not everywhere gets the same eclipse at the same time. And I find that to be highly suspect. Because when you're talking about, you know, being your viewing angle being off by just a little bit, making, you know, the difference between whether you see totality or whether you see a partial eclipse, that's called parallax. And the farther something is away, the less parallax there is, right? This is why they tell you there's no parallax from the stars, because they tell you they're so far away. They're billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of light years away. And it's just so far away that you're never going to see that parallax where one is closer and one is further, and you're not going to see this thing going on, right? But this is what happens with the eclipse. You can only see it from certain spots on Earth at a given time, and one eclipse is not the same for the whole Earth at the same time. And if it was really far away and we're all looking, we all see the same moon phases at the same time, right? Do we not all see the same moon phase at the same time? Well, then why don't we see the same eclipse, the same lunar eclipse at the same time? That right there, wow, I'm having an epiphany right now. That debunks that shit 100%, right? If you see the same moon phase across the face of the Earth at the same time, you should damn well see the same lunar eclipse across the plane at the same time. That's... holy shit. You guys, come on. That debunks it right there. Yeah? Yes, thank you, Cammie. If you put the sun and moon in this configuration, add fluorescence to the moon, sun already has UV, above you, and look at from underneath, the phase will create themselves visually from underneath. Epiphanator. Seriously, that's a simple question. Can we ask Neil deGrasse Tyson or Brian Cox why that is? Because that doesn't make any freaking sense. If you see the same moon phase across the Earth at the whole time, then you should see the same eclipse, and there's no reason why it should be different. That doesn't make sense. Libyan desert glass has polarizing qualities. Firmament? I don't know, possibly. Totally two different events, and one can't be related to the other, right? Because if the moon phases are supposedly caused... well, the moon phases would be caused by the position of the moon in relationship to the Earth, right? Yeah, I stand by that. If you don't see the same moon phase, if you see the same moon phase, you should see the same eclipse. I'm going to stick to that. But I think it would be the same for, I mean, now the solar eclipse, because the sun is so far away, that's probably even worse, right? The solar eclipse is worse because the sun's farther. The sun's supposed to be 93 million miles away, so there should be even less parallax from your viewing angle to the sun, right? That's even less. The moon phase is caused by the sun shining on the moon, but supposedly the sun is always shining on the moon. So what we see is the moon. The moon phase is the relationship of the position of the moon in comparison to the Earth. Supposedly, that's what they say, right? So. Yeah, I think it's worse than with a solar eclipse because the sun's farther away. So there should be even less parallax, right? So you should see the same solar eclipse from everywhere on Earth, right? Because if it's the moon and the sun are on the same side supposedly, right? And then the moon comes in front of the sun and covers the sun, and the sun's 93 million miles away, that should be even less parallax than when you're talking about the moon, because the moon's only 250,000 miles away. So I think it's worse for the solar eclipse, right? Because there should be less parallax on a solar eclipse because the sun's farther away, and yet you still can't see the same solar eclipse from everywhere on Earth at the same time. But yet, so they tell you that these two bodies are two completely different sizes, and their distances are completely not anything near like each other, yet they appear to be the same space, the same size in the sky, and the viewing of these eclipses is literally the same for both of them, like where, depending on where it is. You know what I'm saying? Like it varies about by the same amount from between lunar and solar eclipses. Yes, you can call in. My number is 848-222-2480. If anybody has something to add, or if you have a point to make, I'm all for it. I like to do these thought experiments and think about, because it's, you know, if you start to analyze these things and really start to break it down, you can see where the flaw is in the model, right? But most people aren't going to take the time to ask these questions, right? Or to sort of try to work through that problem in their mind. Thank you for calling Coffee Talk. You're on with Karen B.
Hey, Karen, this is Garth. I'm Repair Bear from Seattle.
Oh, good to hear from you. Thanks for calling.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, and I great to hear Dave and Bob on the channel and everybody, and you guys all, basically changed my life. So 4 years ago, I was watching Owen when Eric Dubé got on the chat and challenged him and changed everyone's life, right?
Yeah.
And what we're talking about is awesome. So August 17th, August 27th, 2017, remember that eclipse that went all the way across the United States?
Yep. I recorded
it. And it was a 70-mile wide shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, 7 years later, in 2024, on the April 8th, about 7 years later, another one goes right across the United States in an X fashion and makes another complete line all the way across the United States, right?
Yes.
Well, just the 70-mile wide shadow alone should. And by the way, hi, Karen B. I'm Garth. I haven't really met you, and whatever. But just the 70-mile wide shadow proves that whatever makes a shadow has to be the size of the shadow or smaller, right? Or bigger. So it can't be. The shadow can never be larger than the object. So it proves whatever's making that shadow is only 70 miles wide. Period. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it's odd that the Go Fast rocket only goes up about 72 miles before it stops. So the butter dish experiment, where you have like a butter dish or a glass dome and you shine a flashlight into it and you make a little sun, that explains the sun. That explains the sun could be an outside source. And then Dave's experiment, where he has like a light paper towel behind the source and then does that, and it does kind of show off a way that the moon could be projecting from outside also. Because whatever it is, whatever the sun and the moon is, it's coming from outside of the dome. You know what I mean? It's being
maybe.
Projected in.
I think it's a projection. I can't say for sure where the source is, though.
And isn't it a trip how you can zoom into the moon and you see the same thing as geysers? Because if you know what they so-called craters are from
Yes.
so-called asteroids, they all look like exact geysers, and some of them are 300 yards wide.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When the fountains of the deep opened up.
Mm-hmm.
So basically a lot of weird stuff that I've observed, but here's the one thing I wanted to call to just say. I think it's happening. I mean, I think the wave is already crested and it's happening now. Like, you can't talk to somebody about flat earth without them either being interested or they already know. There is nobody that really will jump out and say, oh, you're a crazy person anymore, because you can just basically look at them and go, I'd better watch yourself. Do you know the definition of a fool? Do you know the definition of an idiot? And because the truth is on our side. So it's so interesting that it's happening right now. I mean, we are in the most interesting time ever. But it literally happened to me yesterday. After 4 years of trying to flat smack every single person I talked to, one guy I talked to yesterday, I said, do you know that all compasses on Earth point to the same place? And he goes, do you know who Dave Weiss is?
Excellent.
And that was the first time. And I was like, yep, it's happening. And it's like, gosh, it's just such a cool thing. And I also like to ask people the same question on this side of it, is if there was a thing and you could be in front of the pack, in the middle of the pack, or at the end of the pack, whatever that thing was, wouldn't you want to be at the front? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, wouldn't you want to be one of the first people to know the truth? And so 2016, 2017, I literally made a video saying that Flat Earth was trying to psyop people because I was so, scientifically minded, and then, never did the research. Same thing that you'd say about the Bible. Yeah, I don't believe it. Well, have you read it? And once you read it, you're like, oh, it kind of proves itself. It took me 30 years to debunk the Bible. It didn't happen, so I proved it right. It took me another 10 years to try to prove science right, and I debunked that. It's basically everything that science says is a bunch of garbage, and everything that the Bible says ends up being pretty true. So it's interesting like that, like the face of the earth. One of those things that kept me away from the Bible is it sits there and it's talking about a dome and a face. Mm-hmm. And once I knew that was real, it brought me right to being grounded, being focused, knowing what we are doing here in life. And a lot of the times I just tell people the key to me flat smacking people nowadays is, do you think you could ever be lied to? Okay, well, if the devil was a liar and he was also a musician, well then what's the deal with Beatles? And they go, what? And I say, in 1917 that they developed levitation from the inside of a Beatles wing. Most people don't know about Viktor Grebennikov and the, flapping the Beatles' wings and levitating and all that stuff. And so I say, if they flew over the North Pole in 1928 and saw the land of the ice and snow where the midnight sun and the hot springs flow,
Yeah,
because
buddy.
the North Polar 24-hour sun basically proves we're not on a spinning ball.
Mm-hmm.
I tell people with any rational thinking mind, a 24-hour sun proves we're not on a spinning ball. And then if the devil was a musician, what's the biggest band in the world? The Beatles. What was Paul McCartney's second band? Wings. What's an Aerosmith? Someone who makes a Zeppelin. What happened to the Zeppelins? They got lead in them, and we became Rolling Stones. And the wheel in the sky keeps on turning. What's that? That's a Journey album.
Yeah.
Check this out. That's a Journey album with a giant beetle on the front.
Oh,
Okay?
that's right.
It's called Evolution. Okay, and then when you look at Antarctica, the continent itself is the crosscut of a brain. It's telling you, think about it, because it's the only continent that they can make up. So they draw it like a brain. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It looks like the crosscut of David's brain. And so then when you get to the actual, what is all this stuff with the music? Well, space may be the final frontier, but it's made in the Hollywood basement. All flat earthers have heard that. But do you know the next line to that song is, Cobain, can you see the spheres and the stars from your location? Alderon's not far away.
Mm-hmm.
It's Californication.
Mm-hmm.
So they're saying Cobain is still alive and he lives at the North Pole. Just like Wesley Snipes. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, Wesley
Like,
Snipes?
Just like Joe Biden.
What happened to...
Well, these people that just disappear for 20 years.
Oh.
Or like when Dave Chappelle got $50 million and went to so-called Africa for 3 months.
Oh, yeah.
And then he comes back and he goes on his handler Oprah show and he goes, kind of weird getting adjusted here again. And I was all like, oh, he went to Hollow Earth. He went to Inner Earth, man. I was all, I thought the Earth was hollow. I was all psyop. That's a psyop. It's when you start looking into Admiral Byrd, they want you to think the Earth is hollow. You know what I mean? Because Admiral Byrd is the key to everything.
Yeah.
He flew over the North Pole in 1926, and he went to fly over the South Pole in 1928 and spent 30 years mapping outer continents. That's proof right there. You know what I mean?
Well,
why would it take you 30 years to go south if it only took you 7 hours to go north? But I am just so happy to talk to you, and you're probably putting me on the show, of course, but all the community...
Well, yeah, you called in, so yeah, you're on.
Well, yeah, and so all the community knows the Bears. Everybody knows who Owen Benjamin is,
Mm-hmm.
if we're, halfway cognizant.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, I met Owen
I'm just
when he
a guy
came to
that-
the Flat Earth Conference in Dallas.
I
met Owen...
the 2018 one.
Or,
And also
I
Matt
think
Long was there.
It was 2019. And I also had
was
him...
it 19?
Mm-hmm. And I also had him on my show on Unveiling This Realm. I haven't talked to him for a
Awesome.
while, though, but yeah.
Yeah, I haven't personally talked to him. But I'm just a guy that, I'm 10 years older than him, and I'm a guy that's always wanted to know the truth. And it didn't matter what it was. I just wanted to know what the truth was, right? So if it was a one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater, that's what I'd be praising. But it's not. I didn't want it to be Jesus Christ, right? But the thing is, when you go down the road of truth, there is only one truth. And that's the weird part about it. People say, oh, it's your opinion. It's not my opinion that the earth is flat. I don't believe the earth is flat. I know it is.
Yeah.
I know it is beyond a shadow of a doubt. And so, and it's like, oh, all you have to do to go to heaven is believe in Jesus Christ and that's it. Well, no. But once you do know that he was a real guy and you do believe that he did what he did, that's pretty astonishing. And once you do that thing with him where you let him come into your heart, it's not that you change, it's that you think about things a lot more and you go, if God's right above me and watching me, maybe shouldn't click on this button. You know what I mean? Or whatever it is. And maybe I should do the right thing. So my whole life has completely changed. I went from being a person of this world to opening up my heart to whatever everybody's going to call God. And now all I do is try to help people with the truth. I always help people with my business, but God's blessed us with a baby, and I'm 50 years old.
Wow.
I started watching Owen on stream number 7, and by about stream number 50 or 80, I'm like, yeah, honey, we should probably have a baby. And she's like, yeah, right. I'm 40. We're not doing that. Or she was 36 back then. And so we fought for a year and then started trying. And for 2.5 years, didn't have one. Wasn't going to happen. And then that thing happened to me, the Jesus Christ thing, the thing that I always didn't believe in. And then I'm like, oh my gosh. And then she gets pregnant. Now we have a brand new baby girl. It's just the awesomest things happened,
That's
God put us into a
amazing.
house with a yard, and now I'm sitting here just being able to help people every single day. And I literally try to flat smack every person I talk to. It's like, I just tell them straight up, what if there's a continent called Hyperborea Europa that's 700 miles north of Alaska? Right? Like,
Yeah.
it's right there. You know what I mean? Like, you can see it from Greenland.
Huh?
You know what I mean? And
Maybe,
the funniest
yeah.
thing is, if there's a giant black rock that's surrounded by a vanguard, what are the 2 biggest companies in the world? Right?
What, Black Rock and Vanguard? Yeah, isn't that funny?
Yeah. And so, I tell people that nothing's hiding from you anymore. I say, if there's 2 companies that run the world and there's a big conspiracy, well, those 2 companies are called the United Nations and the World Health Organization. It's not a big conspiracy. Look at their logos. The word logos means truth. They show you the truth in their logos. And so I tell people, my logos ended up being a man that was born 2,022 years ago. How weird is that? He was a guy, all he did was speak the truth. Well, that's the way I look at Owen Benjamin, is all he did was speak the truth, and look at what happened to him for it. Obviously, everything awesome if we look at it in the right way,
Yeah.
but in the worldly way, the world will turn their back on you
Yeah.
if you start speaking the truth.
Yes.
So that's what I found my whole life, because I always wanted to be truthful and honest. And when I found out that the scientists were all full of shit, and that, the Bible has a lot of truth, I was like, oh my gosh, everything's different, And literally it took me about 3 months of watching Owen go through the process. I saw his interview with Dave, and then I started doing my research. Then it took me about 2.5 weeks. And then I was just popping off. You can't stop me. Every single person I talk to, I'm like, oh, hey, I get excited now when I get a telemarketer. You know what I'm saying? Somebody calls me and they're trying to telemarket to me. And I'm like, oh, hey, no, Mary, I don't want any funding. But you know what? Did you know that every single thing you were taught in school was a lie about the shape of it? And they're just like, what? And I will flat smack a telemarketer. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, I look at myself like I was the 100th monkey 4 years ago. And now the wave is already crested. It's happening. If somebody doesn't know that the earth is flat and it's covered by a dome, they need to look up, because it's proven by a rainbow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's proven by the sundogs. It's proven by just your own senses.
Yeah.
And so I'm just calling to spit and say, I love you, Karen. You're awesome. Sammy Lee had a baby for the community of the Bears.
Fantastic. Congratulations. I'm happy for you.
And I got to say, I apologize. And by the way, she still doesn't want to talk about the earth. My wife still doesn't freaking care. Like, she won't watch a 5-minute video. She's still that person that says, I don't believe it's a ball, obviously, but I don't even care. So stop talking about it. You know what I mean?
Hey,
I've
you know
obviously
what?
proved to her that it doesn't hurt.
Yeah. A lot of people
What?
don't even get that. They get shut down and they end up almost getting divorced and breaking up and all
Yeah.
kinds of horrible things. So at least she is, not that bad about it. So I'd be happy with it,
Oh, and that's the thing is, I know that the truth about the world is important to me, and it should be important to everybody else, but it's never going to be more important than my relationship with my wife. Do you know what I'm saying? My
Absolutely.
family, I would never let it stop us. And somebody that's like, oh, hey, if you don't believe what I believe, then I'm out of here. Well, that's just being a shallow person, because it's a timing thing. You know what I mean? Like I say, 5 years ago, if you would have told me the earth was flat, I would have made a video telling you how dumb you were because I was so smart. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, no, give everybody their time, give everybody their respect. And especially with the woman I love and have a baby with, I'm not going to make that a big issue. But for me to jump out to the community and say, hey, Dave Weiss, I'm so sorry. Remember that time that Sammy Lee said that you were a satanic because you thought the earth was flat? It's like, yeah, that was my wife, dude. That was me. That was like me jumping out. And I think it was like Dave was on High Impact Flicks with Brian, who we do know, right? Like, Brian is a great guy. Brian pretty much knows that the earth is flat now because he had an interview with Dave. You know what I mean? And that's all it takes is talking to Dave for an hour. And if you can think, those guys, Andy Como that he was on with the other day, Andrew Como doesn't take 10 seconds of breath to even think about the words he's hearing or the words he's using. He's just a real sad person, Kumia guy. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that interview.
Oh, yeah.
It was nothing but frustration. I just wanted to, reach out and give that guy a text late night. But yeah, anyway, I just thought I'd say hi and introduce myself. I'm the Seattle Everett area guy. I don't know who else is around me, but just me and Mark up here in this part of the town.
Yeah, there's a few people.
I live
over
right
there.
by Mark, I guess.
Yeah, well, he lives
I'm
on
probably
he lives
40
on
minutes away
Whidbey
from Mark.
Island. He's on Whidbey Island. Yeah.
Yeah, he's about 40 minutes away from me. I'm North Everett, so
Yeah.
real cool, and it's great talking to you.
Yeah, thanks for calling.
I've got so many things to say. I've got so many insights to talk about. I got, my whole life, just like Dave says, once you know the truth, there's no time in being bored. I haven't been bored for 4 years, and I don't sleep, more than 3 or 4 hours because I don't have the time. I get up and then I'm watching interviews and I'm doing more research and I just love life, I just love the way that the electricity thing works. But here's the cool thing. Now that we know we can manifest our own reality and now that we know we can do whatever we want, let's all consciously say right now, shifting point. Let's all consciously say right now, shifting point. It's happening. It's done. Everybody's knowing the waking up is happening. The revelation is happening. Yes, the system is already collapsing. So all it takes is the knowledge of, the what we're going to call the elders or the ancients or whatever it was, or whatever Tesla knew about electricity. That's going to come to being once everybody knows the truth about the world. And it's all got to happen real quick. I think it's happening right now.
I think it is.
Do
too.
I talk a lot?
Yeah, but that's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm just waiting for this customer to show up. I got what I do is I do a very silly thing in life that's so specialized that there's probably only 3 people in Washington that do what I do. You know what I mean? So I take out little tiny dings out of cars. Like if somebody opens up their door into you and puts a little ding in your door and you don't want to go and paint it at a body shop, you just get some specialist to come in there with little wire tools and take it out. It's called paintless dent repair. But I'm just so blessed that I can sit there and work on one little ding, make enough money to live, and then spend the rest of my time. It used to be playing video games. Now I don't have time for that shit. Now it's time about, learning the lyrics to all these stupid songs. Oh my gosh. This Led Zeppelin song that I was quoting is called Immigrant Song. And it literally in the lyrics to the song says, Valhalla, we are coming.
Yeah.
We go to the Western Shore. We are your overlords. So a lot of crazy stuff that, people need to know. And it's not like my job to tell them, but I do look people straight in the eye and say, do you think that the government would ever lie to you about anything? Right? And then, of course, what are they going to say? Oh, of course they lie about some things. It's like, yeah, that moon landing, huh? You know why they did that?
Yeah.
And then we're off and running, And once it's all about compasses and level planes and water, they can't come back with an argument. It's like, well, if a lake lies flat, then how big is the ocean on the round ball of Earth lying flat?
Yeah.
People their brains explode. But then I've done this so long that I know what step they're on, and I know how to walk them right past that. I know you're probably thinking about your 6th grade science teacher right now, because that's what I did. Instantly thought of my 6th grade science teacher lied to me. Oh, it's all his fault, right?
Yeah.
They all thought it was a ball. Anyway, Karen, you're awesome. And it all comes down to the North Pole in 1928. The Graf Zeppelin flew over the North Pole, and then they changed all the maps. I got to go, though. A customer's calling me.
All right. Thank you. Have a good one.
Love you guys. Keep it flat.
All right. Bye. Okay. 1928, they flew over the North Pole, and then they changed all the maps. Is that what he said? Let's see. 1928, airship over. I don't know if I'm typing the right thing in to find it. Italia. Oh, wow. Look at this. PolarQuest.org. Airship Italia. Wow. Tragedy on the ice. Lost in the depths of the Arctic. On May 25th, 1928, Airship Italia, commanded by Umberto Nobile, one of the founding fathers of Arctic exploration, crashed on the way back from the North Pole about 120 kilometers northeast of Nordøstland, Svalbard. Svalbard is that island that I think it's owned by Norway, but it's like way up there by the North Pole, and it's there's like a destination spot for looking at like the northern lights and stuff like that. So it's pretty far north. 81 degrees. I mean, wow, you're right there. I mean, if you think the North Pole's at 90, so you're only 8 degrees away there. The crash killed part of the crew, trapped in the still drifting airship envelope and leaving the survivors stranded on the pack ice. Their story of their survival and the surrounding tragedy of their rescue was a great inspiration for the Polar Quest 2018 expedition, which collaborated with the descendants of these heroes to pay tribute to their incredible tale. So, wait a minute. 2018 expedition? These people took an airship over the pole in 2018? Is this what I'm seeing? So the crew managed to salvage several items from the crashed airship gondola, including a radio transceiver, a tent which they later painted red for maximum visibility, and so they had red paint? And critically, boxes of food and survival equipment with quick-witted engineer Ettore Arduino had managed to throw onto the ice before he and his 5 companions were carried off to their deaths by the wrecked but still airborne ship Envelope and Keel. In the wake of the crash, a collection of nations included Soviet, Russia, Norway, Sweden, Finland, and Italy launched their first polar air and sea ice rescue effort. Interesting. Did y'all know this happened? I did not know this happened. I just, yeah. This is, learn more about the 2018 mission. Okay, come on. 2018? How come we're just now hearing about this? Press release, Polar Quest 2018 mission accomplished. What did they do? This looks like a boat, not an airship. Sailboat, yeah. The Polar Quest 2018 sailboat Nanook was successfully completed the circumnavigation of the Svalbard archipelago, closing the loop in Easefjord, just outside Longyearbyen. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so this is not really a true See? They're telling you this is a polar expedition, but they didn't really go to the pole. 3D model obtained by drone. The high latitude reached by Nanook marks a record for the Polar Quest cosmic ray detector, assembled at CERN, oh Jesus, with the participation of school students and installed on board by physicists from Centro Fermi of Rome and INF. Okay. So the Polar Quest has got everybody stink all over it already. CERN, Rome. Right? Come on. Italian Institute for Nuclear Physics. Okay. We have a unique data set of the cosmic ray flow at the highest latitudes ever reached at sea level. And we are now very excited to look for correlations with the two other identical detectors which were taking data, continental Norway and Italy. Blah, blah, blah. The objectives of the Aurora project conducted on board Nanook by Professor Gianluca Casagrande of the European University of Rome and Italian blah blah blah. Using our low-cost drones and citizen science sensors, we were able to carry out expeditive, high-resolution mapping and thermal and near-infrared observations of remote and scarcely visited areas all around the archipelago. Our tools proved effective both for scientific data acquisition and for communicating Arctic environments. One of the surveys, blah blah blah. Who was in the area on his way to rescuing the survivors of the Italia airship crash in 1928. As it produced for the first time a detailed 3D rendering of Alpenoia, the island discovered by Italian officer Gennaro Sora, who was in the area on his way to rescuing the survivors of the Italia airship crash. So they discovered an island while they were looking, rescuing people from the crash, supposedly. So they're trying to find the location of the wrecked airship Italia. So that it disappeared and they never found it. Let's see. Was of course neglected. The area from where the first SOS message was radioed by Italia crew member Giuseppe Biaggi from the Red Tent was reached by Nanook, and a short ceremony was celebrated in the open Arctic Ocean. Project later blah bitty blah. Norbit subsea, but to search for any potential metallic wreck of the lost airship following the route considered to be one of the most likely search paths based on Umberto's blah blah blah. So they were trying to find pieces of the wrecked airship. For photos and film requests, interviews, and further information, contact blah blah blah. So you have to contact them and ask for the interviews about it. They probably won't give it to us. Interesting though. I did not know that had happened. Fermilab stink on it too. Exactly. Like, why would all these people care about finding the airship? Like the nuclear, what is it? But CERN? I mean, look, I know it just kind of came out too that there's happens to be not just one or two particle accelerators that we know about, but there's a whole shit ton of them all over the place. Oh, we'll return in the Arctic in summer of 2021 for a new expedition. So let's see, did they go in 2021? Save the White. That's racist. I watched Trudeau's eulogy for his stepdad about visiting a secret Arctic base, and I saw some firm stares from Castro and Kissinger when he said it. Yeah, I remember seeing that clip too. It's kind of crazy because he starts talking about how he knew how powerful and stuff his father was when that happened. Like, so disgusting. Yeah, 30,000 super colliders. "3D model acquired by drone." Yeah, exactly. Is a key sentence, right? Karen B, that reminds me of the mysterious death of Will Rogers. I think he was on his way to the North Pole too, possibly. Not heard of that person, Will Rogers. Arctic, blah, blah, blah. Did it work? Did they do it? World War II British waterplane located by Polar Quest team using sonar. Not finding any details about this. Onboard Best Explorer. See, and they just talk about circumnavigating the Arctic. They're not talking about actually going to the center. They're just talking about circumnavigating it. They don't want you to think that you can even get anywhere near the center, right? Now, I don't know for sure if 1928 is when they took the islands off the map. I think they took the islands off the map long before that. Let's see. World Map 1928. Were the islands still there? There's Greenland. Soviet map of the world, 1928, in Russian. See, and this they even cut off the top. They don't even include the pole. See, I think they started taking those, they took those off around the 1500s because you have to go to, let's see, Mercator map 1569. Because after this is when you start not having the islands. Okay, so here, look, see how they've got them right in the center, right here. At the top, there's the islands. See, and they don't even have maps that look like this anymore. They don't even make maps of just the North Pole anymore. Well, they do, but they leave it all blank, and it's like an orthographic view typically. And it includes the continents further out. But see, yeah, you have to go back pre-1500, I think, because like even if I do, let's see, world map 1750. Let's see if they still have. Yeah, see, 1750. Let's see. The islands are already gone. See here, the islands are gone. Of course, this is if you believe the timeline, right? This is if you. This is just assuming that the timeline, the given timeline of the publishing of these maps is correct. That's just what it looks like to me. Being a truther is not kind to the wallet. That's a fact. That's a fact. Will Rogers was a celebrity. Oh, so it is this the Will Rogers, the dude with the horse? His plane crashed in northern Alaska. His pilot was an accomplished one-eyed pilot, Wiley Post. So yeah, I think I've let's see. Yeah, I've got a huge copy of this map. It's like a huge file. Sometimes I like to open it and oh geez, boy, that didn't work. Oh, okay, they don't want to show us that one. But yeah, this is the one. It's like the original AE map, right? This is the original azimuthal equidistant map. Now proportionally, as far as like the sizes of the land masses, I'm not sure, but this is one of the maps that actually, Cammy, I still have to do it. We need to overlay and see where the differences are on this and the other one. I know you already asked me that, but I didn't. Oh my gosh, look, somebody put it on the globe. Who did this? You evil bastard. No. Haha, look at this, you guys. Somebody freaking wrapped that map around a ball. See, look. This is proof that you can take that circle. I mean, look it, and wrap it around a ball. That's all the AE map is. Everybody thinks that they took the globe and then they opened it and flattened it out to make the AE map, but it's the other way around. Can you turn it? Oh my gosh. Ah, look at the bottom, how funny. What's this land here? This is Australia, I think. Supposed to be Australia. Yeah. And here's the United States. What is this supposed to be? Huh. That's weird. Anyway, look, there you go. There's the center, and there's the islands. Not funny. Wow, I can't believe somebody did this. That's horrid. Planisphere is a globe. Anyway. It is stupid looking. And there's that island made out of kryptonite Lex Luthor made when he threw that crystal into the ocean. Yeah. Alright. Well, that's funny. It's impossible to spiral out from the center point and eventually spiral back in somewhere else. Spirals can only get bigger. Exactly. Like, yeah. Well, if you look at that, I'll search it again. If you look at that image, that's how they have it. These spiky things on the drawing on the map. That's why it looks like that when it gets wrapped at the bottom. Where was that again? So you said there was a G in the center? Greenland. Yeah. So this is Greenland. Kind of looks jacked up. It's, you know what though? For being 300 years, well, let's see. 1587, and then the Gleason's map. Is, what year was that? That's 18 something, right? $1892. So it's literally almost exactly 300 years after this. Whoops, not that stupid globe version, but this. So there's 300 years difference, little over 300 years, right? 1892, 1587 to 1892. I want to subtract those numbers because I want to see if there's anything there. Hold on one sec. And I can't do it in my head because I suck. So 1892 minus 1587 is 305. So yeah, a little over 300 years between the two. And I mean, that's crazy, right? 300 years earlier, when supposedly, I mean, interesting. Let me see if I can open it up on my, I'll open up my big file and see if it still has that G. Please forgive me. I'm just trying to find my large file of that map. Here we go. I can't find it. Always when I'm trying to find something. Is this? Hold on. I may have to give up on it because everybody's probably being bored to death by me looking for a map. Oh, I found it! I found it! Finally! I found it. Right when I give up. Hold on. All right. All right, so let's see. Dreamers. This is an old file. Like when I first. You mean this G? Right. In the center, is that supposed to, instead of saying 0, it's a G? Let's see. Let me rotate that. Yeah, it is a G. And I can't tell what the word is right here that got messed up. But yeah, this is one of the most detailed ancient maps that you could ever find. Look at Alicorno. They have unicorns. Do unicorns live on an island in the center? Is that what it's telling us? So yeah, and then in each of one of these, you know those little spiky parts? Look at each of them has little writings in here. I don't know what they say. But there's so much writing in here. And it would take a long time to go through and try to translate it all. I would love to translate it. I'm not even entirely sure what language it is. I think it might be Italian. But it would be great if somebody who's good with old languages could translate this stuff. I had somebody reach out to me and email me and say, hey, I know old languages, I can help translate it. Send me some stuff. So I sent the guy the maps and I never heard back. I know. Didn't know anything about it. I want a whole play date for this. Yes, Cammy, for sure. Earth has a G-spot. Tierra del Fuego, region of the giants. Okay, let's see. So that would be South America. Okay, so let me rotate it back to where it was. So we go back. Here's Tierra del Fuego. Oh, here we go. Region de Gigante. Right here. Region de Gigante. So, I guess down here there was some giants hanging out at one time. Maybe they still are. Who knows? Chile, Peru. It doesn't say Argentina. Peruvian province. Let's see. El Brazil. Hey, isn't this weird? What's going on here? Oh, America. Okay, I was wondering what these weird random letters were, but it says America. Brazil. I wonder if it has the pyramids. Let's go over here to Africa. Cairo. Pyramid. So there's the pyramids. Cairo. So whenever this was made, they had pyramids. Camel. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, we could spend hours just examining this map alone. I won't keep going into it because, well, oh my gosh, it's almost 1 p.m., so I need to wrap it up, but FYI, if none have guessed, this is my very favorite of the old maps, in my opinion, one of the best for many reasons. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on here. This map was already top in queue for my time in Caroline. Okay, yeah, I have this, I have this huge file that I downloaded. It's like a 65 meg file of this map. It's the biggest file I could ever find. So we could definitely go through, and I could try to translate some of it. It just takes so long, you know? It's really hard to translate these words, or these old languages, because also too, like in a lot of the maps, the S looks like a long F. And sometimes it's hard to get the spelling right when you're trying to translate the words in a translator. But, you know, we could get the gist of it. I have done some translating on these maps, and it's a kind of I think it's probably worth going back to that again. But yeah. Airships going over the North Pole. Yeah, man, we need an airship. Going live in 20 minutes to discuss collecting Earth's resonant energy. All right, you guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you all for joining me and hanging out with me once again for Coffee Talk on the Karen B channel. You know, It's laid back. It's open conversation. It meanders around, but it's cool. It's not supposed to be anything formal. And so I'm glad that you all have been here with me and enjoyed yourselves. And thanks for all the calls. Great calls today. Join me back here tomorrow evening at 10 p.m. Eastern for Strange World with Mark Sargent, as usual. And what else? Oh, don't forget to go to Flattoberfest. Don't forget to go to flatearthfestivals.com and get your tickets to Flattoberfest. It's going to be a wonderful time. This is the last Flattoberfest on the East Coast for the foreseeable future. I won't say I won't ever be back, but I can't predict things out too far in advance because we never know what's going to happen with the world these days. But next year, it's going to be West Coast. So if you're closer to the East Coast and you've always wanted to go and, you want to go, now this is the year to go because it won't be here next year. And I don't know if there'll be an event on the East Coast next year, but I know for sure I'm pretty set on doing this in the West Coast next year. So yeah, join us October 21st, 22nd, and 23rd in Greenville, South Carolina for fellowship, food, presentations, learning, conversation, music, entertainment. You guys are going to have the best time ever. We always have a fantastic time at Flattoberfest. So I hope to see you all there. And I guess that's it. Let me see. Is that it? Let me see. And thank you, David and Anyword, for the tips on Rockfin. I really appreciate you guys. By the way, if you are able to and you can subscribe to my channel through Rockfin to help support my work. And you don't just get my channel, you get access to every single channel on Rockfin for $9.99 a month, all premium content. And there's tons of people on there. So if you would like, you can go there. I also have a Patreon. And most importantly, Flattoberfest. Really, I would like to see you guys at Flattoberfest because if people keep coming to the events, it makes it easier for me to keep doing the events. So I'd love to see you all there. Go to Zach's Good Times for All channel. Post a link if you want, Zach, and go hang out and geek out. All right. Anything else? I don't think so. All right, you guys, much love. Take it easy. And for those who wish to send me stuff through snail mail, you can use P.O. Box 10, Earl, North Carolina, 28038. Also, links below for donations and merch if you are interested in that. Anything at all is greatly appreciated. I do appreciate the support. Thank you very much. Also, please go to flatearthfestivals.com for all information about Flattoberfest 2021 and other Flat Earth Festival events. You can email me about Flat Earth Festivals at flatearthfestivals@protonmail.com, and for everything else, you can email me at karenbfe@protonmail.com. Thank you for being here.